Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to all of you. So, my name is I'm Rushdia Rilwan. Some may know my name, and some they don't know. I think I'm Rushdia Rilwan. And okay, guys, now I'll be guiding you in history for the 2026 OL examination. So, before that, first of all, okay, let's talk a few words. Then, how are you all? Hope you all fine. Yeah, I'm very good. How are you all? Yeah. Okay, guys. Now, first of all, I'm very happy to see all of you joining today's free, introduction class. This is a session, and now this session I have designed to help you clearly understand how history should be doing for OL and not just memorized. Okay, so history is not about by what hearting dates and names. So it is about understanding causes, effects, connections, and some patterns. So if you understand the story properly, I mean, answering MCQs and some short questions like essay becomes much easier, no? So before we end today's session, I will provide you with in the end of this session with an MCQ quiz based on what we discussed, no? So this quiz I'm going to give you is not to test you, okay, but to like help you understand your current level. No need to get scared for this test. It's not like your OL. I will be a bit different. Okay. So let's train you to face exam oriented MCQs. I'm going to give you not now, the end of this session. So to improve your speed and accuracy. So I strongly recommend all of you to attempt the MCQ quiz seriously. Okay. So because regular practice is the key to success in history, to get a success in history. So guys, now let's learn together, grow together, and work smartly towards a strong OL result in 2026 batch. Okay guys, now let's begin today's lesson. Okay, all ready? Yeah, some 2027 batches also there, no problem. Okay, yeah. Okay, don't leave the class because there are some more interesting some are there. Let's learn together. Okay. So I all ready? Shall we begin? Okay, guys. Now today we're going to learn about the third chapter. Okay, the third chapter we're gonna begin to start the chapter 3. So yeah, the topic is National Renaissance in Sri Lanka. So this is a chapter today we are gonna study. Okay, so today let's talk about how the National Renaissance in Sri Lanka began. Okay, so this is the time when people of our country started to feel a strong need to protect their culture, like religion and national identity. Okay, especially under British rule. Okay, guys, now so let's go back to the year 1815. Okay. Okay, guys, now this is a subtopics. I am giving you all some subtopics. You all can see the blue color line. Is the picture clear for you all? Okay. So, background of the national renaissance. So, this is the subtopic. So, I have given in some points. You all can see some blue color dots. You all can see. So, those are the very deep, deep lines, well known lines. Okay, you all can see. Okay, background of the national renaissance. Suppression of traditional religion and culture after 1815, emergence of religious and national revival among Buddhists, Hindus, and Muslims, influence of European imperialism and missionary activity, British unification enabled widespread Western cultural penetration. Okay, missionary efforts triggered native religious responses. Okay, guys, now so let's go back to the year 1815. Okay, so that's when the British fully took control of Sri Lanka. So, guys, listen carefully. So, end of this session, you'll have some quiz questions. Okay, so you'll listen what I teach, listen it carefully, and y'all can y'all can give the answers uh, soon, that if you all listen carefully. Okay, guys. Now, including the hill country, the up country. Hill country means the up country. So, before this, okay, okay, guys, wait a Okay, guys, I was telling the up country, right? The hill country. Okay. Now, before this, the Portuguese and the Dutch had what ruled only the coastal areas, no, and they couldn't interfere much in the up country because why? Because it was a independent, no, but once the British took over the entire island, they were able to spread their culture and religion all over the country, no, not just in the coastal areas. Now, guys, now the British, like the other European rulers, wanted to make the people of the countries they what conquered loyal to them. So what did they do? They started spreading their religion, Christianity, and their way of life in Sri Lanka. So they gave more attention to their own culture, no, while pushing aside our local religions like Buddhism, Hinduism, and Islam. So because of this, guys, now the people of Sri Lanka started to feel that their religions and traditions were in danger. So they began to wake up, the waking up. So that is what we call the national renaissance. Y'all understood? Got it? So in first happened in the form of religious and cultural revival. People wanted to protect their religion, no? Their language, their customs. So they started working hard to bring back their lost pride and identity. Y'all understood? Okay, now let's move to the missionary organization and their arrival. Okay, so the points I'm going to read now. Missionary groups aim to spread Christianity and Western values. Key organizations and arrival years. Okay, the arrival years I have given the most important years. Okay, London Missionary Society 1804 and Baptist Missionary Society 1812. Wesleyan Mission 1814 to 1815. American Missionary Society 1816 and Church Missionary Society 1818. So no need to buy hard all these. No, only the years you all should by heart. That's very important. And remember those names, the key organization and the arrival years. Okay. So spread across different regions, Colombo, Jaffna, Gaul, Kalpitiya, etc. Okay, guys. Okay, now we are going to look at how foreign religious groups called missionary organization came to Sri Lanka during the British period. Okay, guys. So now let's first understand why they came when the British took control of Sri Lanka. So they opened the door for Western culture and religion to spread across the island. Okay, so the British government supported Christian missionary groups because they believed it would help create loyal citizens who followed their religion and way of life. Okay, so several of these missionary groups arrived between which year? 1804 and 1818 middle. Okay, so let's go through them one by one, and I want you to remember, guys, their names and the years they came. Okay, so because they are important. Okay, one is London Missionary Society, second one is Baptist Missionary Society, and Wesleyan Missionary Society, American Missionary Society, and the Church Missionary Society, and their arrived dates. That means they came around this year. Okay, okay, like that. So each of these groups had a different areas where they mostly worked. For example, the Baptists focused on Colombo. The Wesleyan worked in the northern east, for example, I am telling. And the American mostly worked in Jaffna. And the church missionaries were active in Colombo, Gaul, Kalipitia, Mannar, and even Kandy also. Okay, nice place, Kandy. Have you all gone to Kandy? யாரெல்லாம் கேண்டிக்கு போயிட்டு இருக்கிறீங்க? Kandy, Kalpitiya, Mannar, yeah, Colombo, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a very nice place. Okay, now each of these, now their main goal was to spread Christianity. Okay, guys, but how did they do it? In three ways. ஓகே இப்போ அவங்க கிறிஸ்டியானிட்டியை தான் ஸ்ப்ரெட் பண்ணணும் மெயினா ஸோ எப்படி செஞ்சாங்க லெட்ஸ் சி writing because of writing and preaching and the education so they used books and magazines no guys gave public speeches and mostly importantly so they started schools so these schools also help children learn English even us இப்போ நாங்கள் இன்டர்நேஷனல் ஸ்கூல் போயிட்டு நிறைய பேத்துக்கு they knows English no they will be fluent and some way not only in international schools some tuitions classes everywhere now which was important for getting government jobs at that time so guys now the missionary organization didn't just spread in religion you all might think through the religion not like that they also what changed how people got educated and what languages were important to learn okay got it. Okay, now let's move to the missionary activities and the educational influence. Okay, now three methods writing, preaching, education, learning native language, Sinhala and Tamil for outreach, uses of press and publications like Masikategg, Lanka Nidanaya, Uragala. So, government support for missionary schools. Mission schools became access points for English education and jobs. Okay, guys, now let's talk about how the missionary organization that came during British rule influenced religion and education in Sri Lanka. Okay, so these missionaries didn't just come to spread religion, no. So they also brought schools, printing presses, and even newspapers. Okay, guys, now first they use three main methods. What are they? To spread their religion. What are three methods? I have given you writing, preaching, and the education. So let's begin with writing. Okay, so many of the missionary priests couldn't speak no Sinhala or Tamil at first. So what did they do? They actually took the time to learn our local language. No, so that's right. So after that they began printing books, newspapers, and even the Bible in Sinhala and Tamil. So this helped them share their religion ideas with more people. No, so some early what publication were Masikategg by the church missionaries. So Lanka Nidane by the religious book club and Uragala by the Baptist. So next, what is that? Preaching. After writing, the preaching. So these missionaries didn't just stay in churches, no, they went to public places and temples to preach their beliefs. So they hoped, no, more people would convert to their religion. Okay, now the third and most powerful method, education. Okay, guys, this is a chapter 3. Okay, are you clear? Chapter 3. Okay, now the third and most powerful method is, what is that? The education. The missionaries opened many schools, no, guys. But these schools were not just about reading and writing. They focus heavily on spreading Christianity. And here's the most important thing. What's that? Now, guys, now during the British rule, anyone who wanted a government job, they had to know English. Okay. இப்ப பிரிட்டிஷ் காலத்துல யாராவது ஒரு வேலைக்கு போகணும்டா என்ன சரி அவங்களுக்கு இங்கிலீஷ் தெரிஞ்சிக்கோ. They must know English. So many Sinhalese and Tamil families send their children to missionary schools just to learn English. So even if it means being taught religious lesson, they didn't believe in, no. So in this way, the missionaries cleverly use education as a tool to spread their religion and Western values. So they were well funded, no, organized, and supported by the colonial government. You all understood? Okay, the next topic is the Buddhist Renaissance, guys, causes and early steps of them. Okay, reaction to missionary criticism and educational neglect of local languages, need to defend Buddhism and uplift Sinhala, Pali, Sanskrit studies, role of Buddhist monks in educational and religious revival, re-establishments of Pirivenes. No, the Paramadama, Chaitya Pirivana, Ratmalana, and Vidyodaya Pirivana Maliga Kanda in 1873 and Vidyalankara Pirivana in Paliagoda 1875. So guys, now to let's talk about the beginning of the Buddhist Renaissance in Sri Lanka. So this is a very important time when Buddhists work hard to protect and strengthen their religion, culture, and education also. So let's see why it happened and who helped make it successful. Okay. So first we need to understand the problem. No. So when the British ruled Sri Lanka, the Christian missionary groups came from Europe and began spreading their religion. So they preached the Buddhist and Hindu traditions were wrong. Especially, guys, the worship of statues. So they also started many schools where English was taught, but these schools mainly spread Christianity. To get a government job, now students need to know English, no? So many children had to attend missionary schools. But what about Sinhala and Tamil education? All might think. Now, guys, now British government did not support schools that taught in native languages. That's the point. So this made it very hard to students who wanted to learn their own language, history, and the religion. So what did the Buddhists do? A group of Buddhist monks took the lead to protect the religious and culture. So they understood that education was the key. The education is the key to success. No, there is a word also. So they began to re-establish pirivenas, so which were traditional Buddhist learning centers. So let's learn the names of some these early pirivenas I have given you all. Okay, the Paramadanama Chaitya Pirivenas was started in Ratmalana. And yeah, Vidyoya the Pirivena was opened in Maligakand. So all are this. Okay, so these Pirivenas taught Sinhala, Pali, and Sanskrit also. So they helped train both monks and lay people who valued Sri Lankan culture and the language. So these educated people became important leaders later on. So we can say that the re-establishment of Pirivenas was a major turning point in the Buddhist Renaissance. Okay. Okay, now the next slide is, guys, the Buddhist publishers and printing development we're gonna see. Okay. So the revolution of Bulat Gama, Dhammalankara. Siri Sumantissa role. Establishment of Lanka Pakara printers, 1862 goal, and support from the King of Thailand, CM, and later Buddhist publishers Lanka Binama Vishrata and Kavata Katika and Sudarshana and Sarasavi Sandresh. Okay, guys. So now let's talk about something very important that helped the Buddhist Renaissance grow strong. What are they? Printing and the publishing. So back in the 18s, we're gonna go. So Buddhists in Sri Lanka didn't have their own printing press, no. So nowadays we have the printing machine. At that time they didn't have any. So this made it difficult for them to spread their ideas, protect the religion, or even share knowledge. But a great Buddhist monk named like Bulatgama, yeah, he was a yeah, Siri Sumantissa Tero, I think. He realized how important printing was. So he decided that Buddhists what needed their own press, their own printing machine. So now, guys, collecting money was not easy. So the people in Sri Lanka gave donations, but it was not enough for them. So, guys, they asked help for him all you way another country now. Yeah, guess what? Now with that help in 1862, the Lanka Pakara printers was started in Gaul. So this was a big achievement. No, it was like giving a voice to the Buddhists through printed words. Okay, guys. Now, because of these presses, the Buddhists could print books. No, not only books, magazines, newspapers, and more. So these were written in Sinhala and focused on religion, culture, education also. So this helped more and more people to learn about what? About Buddhism and become proud of their own culture. So, guys, now students, we can say that printing presses played a big role in the Buddhist revival, no? So they help protect our heritage and spread knowledge across the island. Okay. Okay, guys, we are moving to the Buddhist publication and media. Okay, growth of Buddhist newspaper and magazines. Okay, Lakmini Pahana, Lanka Lokaya, and Sarasavi Sandesha, Sinhala Jatiya, Sinhala Bauddhaya, and role of media in promoting Buddhist identity and education, increased literacy and awareness due to wide circulation. Guys, now, okay, guys. Now let's talk about how the Buddhists used books, newspapers, and magazines to strengthen their religion during the National Renaissance period. So after the Buddhists were able to set up their own printing process, guys, it becomes easier for them to share the ideas and teachings with the public. No, so printing allowed them to spread with them like Buddhist teaching to many people across the island. From 1862 onwards, we see lot of activity in the publishing field among Buddhists. No, so what kind of things did they publish? They printed magazines, newspapers that focused on religion, culture, and national values also. So these were not just for monks, for religious people, no, but also for ordinary people like farmers, traders, and students. So these publications help people to understand Buddhism better, no, guys, and also made them proud of the culture. So some names of the important Buddhist publications I have given you. So y'all might wonder, no, why are these so important? Well, guys, now back then many people were influenced by Western culture and Christian teaching from missionary school. But these Buddhist newspapers gave correct information about Buddhism and reminded people about the value of their own religions and tradition. So another important thing is because of these publications, people began to read more, now, guys. That means literacy increased in the country. So people became more aware, more thoughtful, and more connected to their history. So remember, the power of writing was a major tool in the hands of Buddhist leaders. So they used not to attack anyone, but to teach, no, but to inspire and awaken the people. You all understood? Okay, the public debates and Buddhist advocacy. Okay, the Buddhist monks countered missionary preaching via debates, leading figures, revolution Migetuatta Gunananda Thero and Hikado Sri Sumangala Thero and Vascoda Subhuti Thero. Panchamahavada, five great debates. Okay, in bracket I have given you. Yeah, Baddegama 1865, Varagada 1865, Udan Vita 1866, Gampola 1871, and Panadure 1873, most internationally recognized. Okay, guys. Now let's talk about one of the most exciting part of the Buddhist Renaissance, the public debates. So when Christian missionaries came to Sri Lanka, they didn't just preach in what churches, no, they also held public meetings, criticized Buddhist beliefs. For example, they said like worshipping statue is useless. So this made the Buddhist monks very sad and also quite determined to defend their religion. No? So what did they do? They didn't fight with anger. Instead, they chose to speak of the knowledge and facts. So, guys, now the Buddhist monks organize public debates to answer these criticism. So, these debates were open to everyone, like monks, locals, or even foreigners could attend. So, the most famous monk who led these debates were who? Migattuvatta Gunangatero. So, he lived in Kotahena, like, and worked very hard to protect Buddhism through peaceful and in wise arguments. So, guys, now these were not just one or two debates. Now there were five big ones, and we call them the Panchamahavada or the five great debates. Okay, so among all of these, the Panadura debate became world famous. Why? Why it became world famous? Because guys, a foreigner named Henry Steele Olcott, so he read about it was he was impressed that he decided to come to Sri Lanka and help the Buddhists. So he later became one of the most important leaders of the Buddhist revival. Okay, so many the other monks also help in these debates. Okay, so these monks work together to protect Buddhism with peaceful speech, logic, and deep understanding. Okay, okay. Next we are moving on to Sir Henry Steele Olcott and Buddhist schools. Okay, inspired by Panadura debate, came to Sri Lanka, converted to Buddhism, founded Colombo Parama Viganartha movement 1880, and movement branches in Gaul, Kandy, Ratnapura. Olcott's village to village fundraising campaign, key individuals and Sumangala, Damaloka, Don Carrols, yeah, Hevattarana, Don Spetter Senanayaka, and Angarika Dharmapala. Okay, guys, now we are going to learn about a very important foreigner who helped the Buddhist community in Sri Lanka during the time of the national renaissance. His name is Sir Henry Steele Olcott. Okay, even though he was born in where, guys? In America. Not a Buddhist by birth, he did something very special. He first arrived to Sri Lanka, became a Buddhist, and helped revive Buddhist education. Isn't that amazing, right? So, how did this happen? So, guys, after the Panadura debate in 1873, the Olcott read about the Migettuvattu, Gunananda Thero, defended Buddhism against Christian missionaries. He was so inspired, guys, that he decided to visit Sri Lanka. So, when he arrived here, Sri Lanka, he converted to Buddhism and wanted to help Buddhists fight back, not with the weapons, but with education. Okay, so in 1880, the Olcott helped start the Colombo, the Paramavignaratha Buddhist Society. So this group included both monks and and lay people and worked to promote Buddhist values and education. So soon branches of this society were opened in Gaul, Kandy, and Ratnapura. Now you might ask, why were Buddhist school needed? Y'all might ask, y'all might think. Guys, now at that time, most of the schools were the in Christian missionaries, okay? And they promoted their religion. So Buddhist children had very few options, no? So Olcott started collecting funds. He traveled village to village with Buddhist monks asking for donation to build what school buildings. With this help and this support, the other leaders like Ikkadu Sri Sumangala Thero and who Vaskadu Subiti Thero and Donspeta Sena Nayaka. So many Buddhist schools were open across the country of Sri Lanka. Okay, so these schools were not just about religion. They gave students a chance to learn in an environment that respected their culture, their language, and the belief also. So Olcott's work became one of the biggest achievement of the Buddhist Renaissance. Okay, so shortly I'm finishing all because all this chapter I have to finish it right today. So only the important points I have been keeping y'all. If you all need to take a screenshot means y'all can take. Okay, if you all need to write some notes also, y'all can write it by points by points. So it will be very useful for your exam. Okay. Okay, guys, now let's move on to the establishment of the major Buddhist schools. Okay, founding of prominent Buddhist schools, Ananda Vidyalaya Colombo, Dharmaraja Kandy, and Mahinda Gaul, Vijaya Matala, and Jinaraju Gampola, and Anuruddha Navalapiti, a significant revival of Buddhist identity, education, and value. Okay, guys, now we are going to talk about something very important that happened during the Buddhist Renaissance, the establishment of the major Buddhist schools in Sri Lanka, guys. Now, even though the Buddhists doing well the preaching and printing, no, so they still had no big problem. They didn't have their own school, the missionaries did. So, most of the schools at that time were run by the Christian missionaries, and Buddhist children wanted to learn English and get government jobs. So they had no choice but to go to those schools. So this worried the Buddhist leaders a lot. So then came a big change. A foreigner named who? Sir Henry Steele Alcott. Yeah, after reading about the Panadura debate, no, he came to Sri Lanka. So because Buddhists and decided to help. It's amazing, right? A foreigner helping to promote Buddhism. So he didn't just sit back, he traveled around the country with Buddhist monks, collected money from villages. So we studied, right, and encouraged people to Buddhist schools with the help of some great leaders. So some of the famous Buddhist schools were established. No? So these schools were more than just buildings. They helped raise children who understood their religion and culture. So they built a new generation of proud Sri Lanka. Now we have to thank to these schools. No, many Sri Lankan Buddhists could study, grow up with strong values and serve the country. So those are the schools you all can see. Okay, the next part, cultural impact and literacy growth. So rise in reading habits due to Buddhist publication. Missionaries promoted English education. Buddhists promoted Indian culture. Vesak poet declared a public holiday. Buddhist flag introduced still in use. So the cultural impact and the literacy growth. Okay, we are going to look at one of the most effects of the Buddhist Renaissance, the cultural development and the growth in what literacy among people of Sri Lanka, guys. Okay, now remember, guys. Now during the British period, there was a big push to spread Western education and Christianity through missionary schools. So these schools were supported by the government, no, and they mostly taught in which language? English. So this helped students get jobs, but it also made some people forget about their own culture and religion. But the Buddhist guys, the Buddhist Renaissance changed that because of the hard work of Buddhist monks, some leaders, no, some foreign supporters like Sir Henry Steele Olcott. So there was a big movement to protect our own religion and culture. So one of the best ways they did this was through printing and education. So with the help of newly built printing presses like Lanka, Bakara and the others, the magazines and newspapers were published in Sinhala. So some of these were Lakshmini Pahana, Lanka Lokaya and Sarasavi. We studied, no? So these publication help people learn about Buddhism, history, and national values. So people became more interested in reading. As a result, the literacy rate increased, which means more people could read and write. So also we have to thank to the movement. No, the Vesak full moon poya day was declared a public holiday, a big victory for the Buddhist people. No, second one is what is that? The Buddhist flag was introduced, and we still use it today. And this period helped build a strong cultural identity and made people feel proud of who they were. It also helped young people grow up respecting Buddhism and loving their country. Okay. Okay, the next one is emergence of national leaders. The Pirivenas and school created a generation valuing national heritage. Cultural advocates Angarika Dharmapala, Valisingha Harishchandra, Piyadasa Sirisena, and John D. Silva. Okay, use literature and theatre to spread patriotism. Okay, so guys, now let's talk about a very important outcome of the Buddhist Renaissance, the rise of group of powerful national leaders. These were people who truly loved their country and wanted to protect our culture, religion, and identity. So, guys, as Buddhist schools and Pirivanas were established, so guys, listen carefully. Okay, so I will be giving some question. Okay, so listen, everyone. Okay, now more children received an education. No? So these schools didn't just teach subjects, they help students understand the value of our religion, traditions, and national pride. So from these schools and Pirivanas, a new younger generation grew up. Guess what? Now many of them became true patriots. That means people who worked hard to protect the motherland. So now let me tell you about a few these national heroes. First, we have Angarika Dharmapala. Who was he? He was one of the most active leaders. No, he used his voice and writing to teach people about our proud past and the importance of living a good Buddhist life. Then came who? Valisingha Harishchandra. Who was he? He worked hard to protect ancient Buddhist places like Anuradhapura, Polannarua. So these cities had many old temples. No, they were forgotten and covered by forests. So we have to thank to his efforts. No, so those places were remembered and cared for again. No, next we also have Priyadasa Sirisena, a great writer. So he wrote novels, articles, newspapers like Sinhala Jatiya, no, to tell people not to copy Western culture too much. So he wanted everyone to love their own Sri Lankan way. Finally, John D. Silva was a playwright, no? Who was he? He used drama to share ideas about our culture, values, and even social problems like alcohol use. No, guys. So together, these leaders made people feel proud of being Sri Lankan. They helped start movements for patriotism and inspired many others to fight for freedom later on. Okay. Okay, guys. Now the movement to upgrade patriotism and the Nationalism. The aim revive pride in Sri Lankan identity and culture. Angarika Dharmapala promoted Buddhist lifestyle, past civilization and harmony. Okay, Piyadasa Sirisena criticized cultural imitation via novels and journalism. Parallel efforts by lay and religious leaders. Okay, so we have only few pages. Okay, after that we gonna move to the quiz. You all like it, right? Okay, guys, now let's talk about something very important that happened during the Buddhist Renaissance, the movement to upgrade patriotism and the nationalism in Sri Lanka, guys. Now, during the British time, guys, now many people started to copy the Western lifestyle. No, they wore Western clothes, followed Western customs, and even forgot the value of our own Sri Lankan culture. So, but a group of great leaders saw this problem and wanted to remind people about the beauty of our own tradition. So, one of the most important people in the movement was who? Angarika Dharmapala. So, he taught people to be proud of their past. He spoke about our ancient civilization and explained why it was important to live as good Buddhists. No? So, he used magazines, newspapers like Sinhala Bauddha and Mahabodhi to share these ideas. No, so another great person was Piyadasa Sirisena. So he was a writer who used his novels, newspapers, especially Sinhala Jati, so to teach people not to blindly follow the Western lifestyle. He made people think, why are we forgetting our own culture? So besides these two guys, now there were many Buddhist monks and lay scholars who started writing books, giving speeches to teach people to love their country and culture. So this movement helped to build national pride. So people started to feel more but connected to their roots. They began to love their language, their religion, and their culture values once again. So this patriotic feeling became very strong by the beginning of the 20th century. It helped inspire many other movements that the late fought to for Sri Lankan freedom also. Okay. Okay, the protection of the Buddhist religious places. Now let's see. Focus on Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa and sacred monuments. Support from European scholars Turner, Rice, David, H.C.P. Bell, Henry Parker. So, Velisinghe Harishchandra's role in conservation efforts. Angarika Dharmapala's efforts to protect Bodh Gaya renovation of Ruvan began 1870. Okay, the temperance movement responds to growing alcoholism under British rule, led by Angarika Dharmapala, Piyadasa Sirisena, John D. Silva, public preaching, newspaper articles, novels, and drama. Notable works Singhala Parabhava by John D. Silva criticized alcohol via drama. Okay, let's move to the temperance movement. Okay, guys, now we are going to learn about a very important social movement that came out of the Buddhist Renaissance. This is called the temperance movement. Okay, so let's understand what it means, why it started, and who led it. So now during British rule, guys, now alcohol became a big social problem now in Sri Lanka. So travelers and liquor shops were spreading everywhere. Drinking alcohol started becoming common even in rural areas. No, so this worried many religious leaders and social reformers because alcohol was harming people's health, not only their health, their families, and even the culture of the country. Okay, so what did the Buddhist leaders do? They did not stay silent. No, instead, what did they do? They started teaching people about the dangers of alcohol. No, so this movement to reduce or stop alcohol use is what we call the temperance movement. So one of the main leaders of this movement was who? Angarika Dharmapala. He used public preaching and newspapers articles to tell people how alcohol could destroy their lives. No, so another great leader was Piyadasi Sirisena, who used a very clever method. So he wrote novels and what conservation between the characters. He explained why drinking alcohol is dangerous. He taught he through stories which made it easier for people to understand. No, guys. So then there was John D. Silva, a famous playwright. He used drama to spread the message in his play called Singhala. What Parabhava. He wrote a scene called the Sura Act, not the Sura movie. Okay, so that show how badly alcohol can affect people's lives. So as you can see, so this movement was not just about preaching in temples, guys. It used different types of media, no, preaching, newspapers, novels, and dramas to reach as many people as possible. So we have to thanks to the temperance movement. No, many Sri Lankan became aware of the bad effects of alcohol and started avoiding it. So this also helped protect our culture and improve family and community life. Okay, you all understood? Okay, the Hindu religious renaissance, we're gonna see the reaction to missionary threat led by Arumuganavalar, used leaflets, public preaching, and prayers, founded Udayabanu newspaper, composed Tamil textbook, translated religious texts, Periya Puranam, Kanda Puranam, founded Vannaponne Saiva Prakasha College, 1849. So the okay, now let's learn about the Hindu religious renaissance in Sri Lanka. Okay, now just like the Buddhists responded, guys, now to the activities of the missionaries, the Hindu community also felt the need to protect their religion and culture. So this movement became known as the Hindu Renaissance. Okay, so the leader of this Hindu revival was a very important person. Who was he? He was Mr. Armuganavalar. No, he was from where? Jaffna. So what made him special was that he had studied in a missionary school and even worked with Methodist priests. No, because of this background, he knew the methods the missionaries used and he decided to defend Hinduism using similar tools like education, writing, and preaching. So one of his steps was to start a printing press. It's called a Vannaponne, in Jaffna. So through this press, guys, he printed leaflets, books, and even began a newspaper called Udayabanu. He also wrote textbook in 3 volumes. What are they? For Tamil students and translate many Hindu religious books like Periya Puranam, Kanda Puranam. So these books help Tamil people learn more about their own religion and the culture. And the Navalar also opened schools for Hindu students also. The most famous one was one of the Vannaponne Saiva Prakasha College, started in 1849. Okay, so later other groups continued his work like the Shaiva Administrative Assembly and the Hindu Education Assembly in 1872. Now, a school named Shivangala was started in Jaffna to teach English to Tamil to students. Okay, so this later became the famous Hindu Vidyalaya. So after, guys, after Navalar passed away, his work didn't stop there. Now two great leaders, who are they? Sir Ponnambalam Ramanathan and Ponnambalam Arunachalam, continued with Hindu revival. No, so Ramanathan even supported the Buddhists. No, when the British imports the marital law in 1915. So the Arunachalam later helped from the Sri Lankan National Congress in 1990 to fight for local political power. So you all can see, guys, now the Hindu religious renaissance was a strong and peaceful response to foreign influence. No, it focused on education, publication, and the protecting culture. Okay. Okay, now let's move to the contributions of the Ramanathan and Arunachalam. Okay, continued Navala's work after his death. Sir Ponnambalam Ramanathan support Buddhist rights during 1915. Martial law and Ponnambala Arunachalam co-founded Sri Lanka National Congress in 1919. Hindu Vidyalaya Jaffna originated from Chivangala School 1872. Okay, okay, guys. Now let's talk about a very important Tamil leaders who helped continue the Hindu Renaissance after the death of who? After the death of Arumuganavalar. Their names are, what are they? Ponnamala Ramanathan and Ponnambalam Arunachalam. So even though they were Hindus, no guys, so their service was appreciated by many people in Sri Lanka, including Buddhists and Sinhalese. So let's start with Sir Ponnambalam Ramanathan. Okay, so he was a lawyer, no, and a member of the Legislative Council also. So one of the bravest things he did was stand up for the Buddhists, no, during 1950. At that time, the British government declared marital law and punished many innocent Buddhists. So Ramanathan spoke out against this injustice and became a voice of the voiceless. So this shows us that even though he was Hindu, guys, he believed in fairness and justice for everyone. So now let's talk about who? Ponnambalam Arunachalam, the brother of Ramanathan. Okay, so those are two brothers. Okay, so he was also a very important leader in 1919. So he joined hands with Sinhalese leaders to form the Sri Lankan National Congress. No, guys, so this was a big step towards gaining political power for the local people, especially the Sinhalese. Arunachalam believed that all communities in Sri Lanka should work together for freedom and equality. So his action helped build unity between different ethnic groups. No, so both Ramanathan and Arunachalam played great roles. No, not only in protecting Hindu culture but also in supporting national unity. So they were respected across the country, for their leadership, education, and open-minded thinking. So we must remember, guys, them as role models who look beyond religion and work for the good of all Sri Lankans. Okay. Okay, the Islamic Renaissance. Okay, we're gonna see to the Islamic Renaissance led by MC Siddhi Lebbe arrived from Egypt in 1883. Advocated Arabic and English education for Muslims. Established Muslim Navitian newspaper 1882. Founded Zaira College Colombo. Created Muslim Academic Club and reformed madrasa system. Okay, students, now let's learn about the Islamic Renaissance in Sri Lanka. Okay, so just like the Buddhists and Hindus, the Muslims in our country also felt the need to protect their religion and culture. No, so this movement is called the Islamic Renaissance. It happened mainly during the time when the British were ruling our country and missionary groups were spreading their religion and culture. So the leader of the Islamic Renaissance, who was he was Mr. MC Siddhi no? He came from where? He came from Egypt in 1883 and was deeply committed to Islam. He wanted the Muslims in Sri Lanka to be strong in education, religion. So Siddhi believed that Muslims should not be left behind. No. So he encouraged them to learn both English and Arabic. So why English? You all might think because it helped them get jobs under British rule, and Arabic because it is the language of the Quran. No, so now let's look at what Siddhi Lebbe did. He started a newspaper in 1882 called Muslim Navitian to spread awareness and knowledge among Muslims. Then he started a school, Colombo Zaira College. I don't know, yaar Zaira College le no andi kiriye. Hands, hands up. Okay, there are some students, I think. Yeah. Yeah, one of the famous school, no? Zaira College. Yeah, it's a famous in Colombo. It's a boys' school, I think. Yeah. Okay, guys. Now then he started a school called what Zoira College in Colombo. So this was a big step for Muslim education in Sri Lanka. So to make sure Muslim children got continuous education, Siddhi Lebbe formed the Muslim Academic Club. He also improved the madrasa schools, which are Islamic schools, no? Some madrasas to meet modern educational needs. So after Siddhi Lebbe, another important leader was who? Mr. T.B. Jayano, he became the principal of Zaira College and worked hard to improve it. So he didn't stop there. He also helped to start many other Muslim schools around the country and became a respected political leader as well. So, as you can see, guys, the Islamic Renaissance helped to uplift Muslim education and culture in Sri Lanka, no? And it made sure that Muslim also had a chance to progress during the colonial period. Okay. Okay, another only two pages or more. After that, we can go to the quiz questions. Okay, so don't leave anyone. Don't leave from the group. You'll be in the group. Okay. Okay, now TB Jaya and Islamic education. Successful Siddhi Lebe in promoting Muslim education. Principal of Zaira College. Modernized the institution. Founded Muslim school across the island. Political involvement in representing Muslim interests. Okay, guys, now let's talk about one of the key leaders of Islamic Renaissance in Sri Lanka, Mr. T.B. Jaya. Okay, so after the great work done by Mr. M.C. Siddhilebbe to improve education among Muslims, the next major figure who continued that work was Mr. T.B. Jaya. So he was a very committed leader who played a big role not only in education but also in politics. So now let's look at his role in education first. So simply I will tell you all. Okay. So Mr. Jaya became the principal of Zaira College in Colombo. So under his leadership, guys, the school grew rapidly and became one of the leading schools for Muslim children in Sri Lanka. So he worked very hard to give students a good education that combined both modern language and Islamic values. But that's not all. Mr. Jaya didn't stop with just one school. He also took steps to start other schools for Muslim in different parts of the country. So this helped many Muslim children, especially those outside Colombo, to get a proper education. No? So now let's look at his political work. Okay, Mr. Jaya was not only an educationist but also a politician who worked to represent the Muslim community. He believed that education was the key to improving the lives of Muslims and making them strong as a community. So his leadership helped uplift the society more socially and politically. Okay. So, students, now TB Jaya's contribution is very important now because he helped continue the Islamic Renaissance started by Siddhi Lebbe. So, he made sure Muslim children got access to school and modern education and also gave a voice to their concern in politics. Okay. Okay, now let's look deep to the summary, the end of this lesson. Okay, the summary. The National Renaissance, 1850 to 1915, fostered cultural, religious revival. Buddhist, Hindu, and Islamic community responded to colonial challenges. Significant impact on education, media, nationalism, and religious identity set foundation for future political movements leading to independence. Okay, guys, now let's wrap up the everything we have learned in this chapter about the national renaissance in Sri Lanka. So this is the big picture, so pay close attention. Okay, guys, now the national renaissance in Sri Lanka began after 1815. No, so it was a time when people in our country, especially Buddhists, Hindus, and Muslim, woke up, started protecting their religious culture and language. Why? Because under British rule, Western culture and Christianity was spreading fast. No, so missionaries built schools, printed newspapers, and what preached against traditional beliefs. So many people began to copy Western ways and forgot the value of their culture. So in response, the religious leaders and educational locals started a strong movement. No, Buddhist monks revived Pirivana education and establishment printing presses. They printed newspapers and everything. So meanwhile, what Sir Sri only Olcott, a foreigner name, no, became a Buddhist and helped start Buddhist schools such as Ananda and Dharmaraja, Mahinda. So these schools were helped build a new generation of educated Buddhists who loved their culture. Meanwhile, Hindus had their own renaissance by Armuganavalar. He started schools, published books, and worked hard to protect Hinduism. So after him, leaders like Ponnambalam, Ramanathan, and Arunachalam continued the work. So Muslims also had their own leaders, no, like MC Siddhilabbe, TB Jaya, who worked to education Muslim children and promote both Islamic and modern learning. Okay, so you can see the national renaissance help all religious groups come together to protect their identities. It also led to increased literacy, strong cultural pride, and set the stage for future independence. Okay, guys, it's Azan time, I think. Yeah, give me few minutes, like 2 minutes. Okay, guys. Okay, shall we continue then? Okay, the class will be end up of 6:30. Okay, another, yeah, like 14 minutes only we have. So shall we move to the MCQ questions? Are you ready? So already send me a reply. Are you ready? Everyone? Okay, now I'll ask the questions. I mean, I'll put in on the screen. Okay, you all have to send the answers privately. Okay, send me privately the answers. Okay, so one by one, you all send me. Okay, so who told the correct answer means I will tell their names that who told the correct answer. One by one, I'll read those names. Not wrong answers, only correct answers. I'll read the names. Okay. Okay, the first question, first send me the first answer. Okay. What was the main reason for the emergence of the national renaissance in Sri Lanka after 1815? What was the main reason for the emergence of the national renaissance in Sri Lanka after 1815? A. Expansion of trade routes. B. Suppression of traditional religions and culture. C. Introduction of plantation economy. D. Rise of urbanization. Okay, send me the answers. There is a chat box. You all can see. Send me the answers for that. Yeah. Send me privately. So read the question very carefully, guys. What was the main reason for the emergence of the national renaissance in Sri Lanka after 1815? So I will give only 1 minute. Okay. Soon send me the answers. So we don't have much time. Okay, finish. Everyone sending. Shall I reveal the answer? I already. Okay. Okay, the first one, the answer is okay. B, suppression of traditional religions and culture. So B, first one, B is the answer. Okay, let's see who told the correct answer. Yeah, Humaira told, Sumaya told, uh, Ruhma, Reshma, okay, Shahid, and yeah, yeah, correct answers. Very good. Okay, the second question, which missionary organization was the first to arrive in Sri Lanka? A. Baptist Missionary Society, B. Wesleyan Mission, C. London Missionary Society, D. Church Missionary Society. Which missionary organization was the first to arrive in Sri Lanka? A. Baptist Missionary, B. Wesleyan Mission, C. London Missionary Society, D. Church Missionary Society. Okay, soon send me, guys. We don't have much time. Okay, soon send me. Be fast. Okay, I'll give 2 minutes for y'all. Okay, 2 minutes. For one question, 2 minutes. So we have only 10 minutes left. Okay, shall I reveal the answer then? There is no phone a friend of 50-50 options. Okay, you all have to send me the answer. Okay, second one, the answer is C. London Missionary Society. Okay, let's see who told the correct answer. Yeah, Humaira told, Sumaya, Rukma told, very good. Reshma, okay. Shah sir told, Shah sir, who is that? No, Shahid Munsir or Munsir. Yeah, he told. Okay, Arham told, Ashfa correct, Hamna correct. Yeah, Mariam Riaz, yeah, very good. Okay, the correct answer. Okay, you all told the correct answers. Very good. Okay, let's move to the third question. Okay, the third question, which of the following was not a method used by missionaries to spread Christianity? Which of the following was not a method used by missionaries to spread Christianity? A. Writing and publications. B. Preaching. C. Education. D. Military force. Which of the following was not a method used by missionaries to spread Christianity? Okay, I'll give you all 2 minutes. No, 1 minute is enough. No, 1 minute. No, 1 minute. I'll give you all. Which of the following was not a method used by missionaries to spread Christianity? It's not a method. Okay, shall I reveal the answer? Okay, the third one, the answer is the military force. So let's see who told the correct answers. I'll read the names who told the correct answer. Yeah, Humaira told, Sumaya told, Ruhma, Reshma, yeah, Shahid told, okay, Zainab, yeah, Arham, Ashfa, Hamna told, okay, Zumri, correct answer, very good. Okay, fourth one, fourth question. Which Pirivana was established in 1873 at Maliga Khanda? A. Vidyalankara Pirivana. B. Paramadhamma Chaitya Pirivana. C. Vidyodaya Pirivana. D. Sarasavi Pirivana. Which Pirivana was established in 1873 at Maliga Khanda? Okay, soon, guys, soon send me. Okay, shall I reveal the answer? Okay, fourth answer is okay. The fourth one. Okay, all are sending. Okay, okay, soon send me. Okay. Okay, the fourth answer is C. Vidyodaya Pirivena. C. Vidyodaya Pirivena is the answer. Okay, let's see who told correct answers. Sumaya told, Ruhma told, Shahid told, okay, Zainab told, yeah, Arham told, Ashfa, okay, correct answer. Hamna, correct answer. Okay, very good. Okay, let's move to the next questions then. Okay, the fifth question. Who played a major role in establish Lanka Pakara printing press 1862? Who played a major role in establishing Lanka Pakara printing press in 1862? A. Angarika Dharmapala. Yeah. B. Migettuwata Gunanda Teru. C. Bulatgama Damalankara Siri Sumantis. D. Sir Henry Steele Olcott. Who played a major role in establishing Lanka Pakara printing press in 1862? Okay, shall I reveal the answer then? Who played a major role in establishing Lanka Pakara printing press in 1862? Okay, guys, the answer, fifth one answer is Reshma has sent me question mark. No, you have to tell the answer. Can't send question mark. Okay. Okay, fifth one. C. Bulatgama Dhamma Lankara Siri Sumantisa is the correct answer. Okay, let's see who told the correct answer. Okay, Humaira told, Sumaya told, Rufma correct answer, Reshma yes correct, Shahid correct, Zainab Ilyas, Arham told, Ashfa, yeah, correct answer, Mariam Riaz, yeah, correct answers, very good. Okay, the sixth question is, which debate became internationally famous and inspired foreign support for Buddhism? A. Baddegama debate, B. Varakoda debate, C. Gampola debate, and D. Panadura debate. Which debate became internationally famous and inspired foreign support for Buddhism? Okay, which debate became internationally famous and inspired foreign support for Buddhism? Yeah, we have 10 questions, another 4 questions more, guys. Okay. Okay, the correct answer is sixth one. Correct answer is Panadura debate is the correct answer. Okay, let's see who told correct answers. Sarah told correct answer. Humaira and Sumaya, Rukma correct. Reshma, yes, very good. Shahid, yes, correct. Zainab Ilyas correct. Arham Panadura correct. Okay, Ashfa correct. Hamna correct. Okay, very good, guys. Y'all are telling the answers. Very good. Okay, the seventh question. Okay, Sir Henry Steele Olcott founded the Colombo Parama Vignantara movement in which year? A. 1873, B. 1880, C. 1895, D. 1950. Guys, nicely think and tell me. Sir Henry Steele Olcott founded the Colombo Parama Vignantara movement in which year? 1873, 1880, 1895, and 1915. Okay, shall I reveal the answer? Okay, guys, soon send me. Soon, soon. Guys, send me privately, okay? There is everyone and private. Send me privately. So others won't copy your answers. That's it. Send me privately. Okay, shall I reveal the answer? Seventh one. The seventh one answer is B 1880 is the answer. B 1880. Okay, let's see who told the correct answers. Okay, Humaira told and see Rukma told the correct answer. Reshma told the correct answer. Shahid told and Zainab Ilyas correct. Yeah, Arham correct answer. Ashfa correct. Mariam, yeah, correct. Yeah, two Mariams are there. Mariam, Riaz. Yeah, both Mariams correct answer. Okay, Zoom user correct answer. Taiba correct. Sahla correct. Noora correct. Okay. Okay, the eighth question, guys. Which of the following schools was not established during the Buddhist educational revival? A. Ananda College, Colombo. B. Dharmaraja College, Kandy. C. Zaira College, Colombo. D. Mahinda College, Gaul. Which of the following schools were not established during the was not established during the Buddhist educational revival? Ananda College, Dharmaraja College, Zaira College, and Mahinda College. Okay, shall I reveal the answer? Eighth one. Which of the following schools was not established during the Buddhist educational revival? Okay, eighth one. C. Zaira College, Colombo is the answer. Okay, let's see who told the correct answers. Humaira correct. Okay, Sumaya correct. Ruhma correct. Reshma correct. Shahid, yes. Zainab, Ilyas, Arham. Hamna correct. Mariam, two Mariam correct. Yeah, very good. Correct answer. Okay, let's move to the next two, the final two questions. Okay. Okay. Who led the religious renaissance in Sri Lanka? The ninth question. Who led the Hindu religious renaissance in Sri Lanka? A. Ponnambalam Arunachalam. B. Sir Ponnambalam Ramanathan. C. Arumuga Navalar. D. Velisinghe Harishchandra. Who led the Hindu religious renaissance in Sri Lanka? Who led the Hindu religious renaissance in Sri Lanka? A. Ponnambalam Arunachalam. B. Sir Ponnambalam Ramanathan. C. Arumuga Navalar. D. Velisinghe Harishchandra. Okay, soon send me guys, soon. Quick, 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 be quick. Because I'm practicing y'all for the OL exams. That's what I'm telling y'all to be quick. Okay, I'll reveal the answer then. Ninth one. The answer is C. Arumuga Navalar is the correct answer. Okay, let's see who told the correct answer. Zanib, Thaiba told Humaira and Sumaya. Ruhma, Reshma, sorry, C. Yes, sorry, C is the answer. Shahid Munsir C. Okay, Zainab Ilyas correct. Why teacher Avasaram Arham? Because I have another some classes. Because not only history I'm doing literature classes also. So I have another grade 10, everything, everything I have to do. Okay. Ashfa correct answer. Hamna correct. Mariam Riaz correct. Mariam, another Mariam, normal Mariam correct. Sahla C correct. Zoom user. Who is that Zoom user? We are also using Zoom only. Isra, Noora. Okay, 10th question, the final question. Who is considered the pioneer of the Islamic Renaissance in Sri Lanka? Who is considered the pioneer of the Islamic Renaissance in Sri Lanka? A. T.B. Jaya, B. M.C. Siddhilape, C. Angarika Dharmapala, D. John D. Silva. Who is considered the pioneer of the Islamic Renaissance in Sri Lanka? The last question, the final question, guys. Who is considered the pioneer of the Islamic Renaissance in Sri Lanka? Shall I reveal the answer? Shall I reveal? Okay, still y'all are sending. Okay, send me. I'll give some time for y'all. Okay, 10th one. The answer is BMC Siddhi Lebbai is the answer. Okay, Taiba told. Who told the correct answers? Let's see. Humaira told correct. Sumaya correct. Rukma, no. B is the answer. Okay, Reshma correct. Okay, B. Zainab correct. Arham correct. Ashfa correct. Hamna B. Yes, correct. Yes, Mariam Riaz correct. Mariam N correct. Sahla correct. Zoom user correct. Yes, Nada correct. Nada's previous I didn't answer. Yes, Nada correct. Noora correct. Miss, your voice is same like Miss Rifka Miss who has sent me. Nuha. Yes, Rifka is my sister, Miss Rifka. Yes, she's my sister. And I am her elder sister. Okay, you all might know Rifka, Islam teacher, not only Islam, she's doing Arabic, Islam, and for ALs also. Yeah. Yeah, all answers correct. Yeah, very good, guys. So, teacher, what is your name? Okay, I'm Rushdia. Rushdia Rilwan. I thought you are the younger name. Younger name means I'm the elder one. Okay, who took Humaira took yeah 9 out of 10. She have sent me. Who took 10 out of 10? The marks. I didn't see it still. Anyone? 10 out of 10. Ah, you thought I am the younger one? No, I am elder than Miss Rifka. My voice is like young, right? Yeah, Sumaya took. Then who took? 9 out of 10. Reshma. Zainab 8 out of 10. Zumri 1000 out 10. What is this? Okay, guys. Then it's time to end up this session, right? Shall we end up the class? Yeah, I'll be keeping some students asking me seminar. Yeah, I'll be keeping. You all send me a message through WhatsApp. Yeah, not only in history, yeah, literature also, English literature. Yeah, I'll be keeping some seminars for vendor of sweets, inshallah, within this month. If you all wish, you all can join. Okay. Yeah, literature, I'll be covering the whole syllabus. I mean, the vendor of sweets. Inshallah, next week I'll be keeping a seminar for y'all. So I'll be sending the posters in some other groups. So you all might know. Yeah, history also I'll be keeping. Okay, inshallah, y'all can join my class. Okay, guys, now I'll end up this session. So, how was the class today? I need your replies. Yeah, history seminar also I'll be keeping. Today's class, how was today's class? Send me a feedback. I need your feedbacks. Yeah, my number I will send you. Okay, my number is 070 643 7100. You all can WhatsApp me anytime. I will be available. 070 643 7100. Okay, I'll send to it. Okay, guys, so I'll end up this session then. Okay, see you all. Thank you, Zainab. Okay, I'll send my number. I have sent it. Okay, you'll note it down.